Hey guys, it's Jessica. I'm finally able to make my very first video for my Youth with Passion YouTube page and Facebook page. This is going to be my testimony video. It's not a pity party video, it's a testimony. It's what's led me to where I am today. So, it all started out whenever I was 13. I started dealing with depression issues, and my, self-medication was cutting myself. It was self-harm. This caused a lot of problems whenever I turned 16 because guys didn't want, girls that did that. And last year in October, right after my 18th birthday, I tried to commit suicide. I had lost my boyfriend after a year and 4 months. He up and left. And I felt like it was me, that I did something wrong, that it was just my whole body and stuff, the way I was as a person. And I'd walked away from God really bad while I was with him. I stopped going to church and stuff. And I remember sitting on the couch thinking about it and about him leaving me, about myself as a person. I'd stepped away from God and I felt like God had abandoned me. I felt like all of my friends and family were just kind of disappearing. And I was also working on trying to get to the Air Force at the time, and I remember telling my dad that I was going to go take a bath, and I remember going into the bathroom and getting in the tub, but then I blocked out. And when I finally came back to, my arm was split open, like, really badly, and I freaked out, hurried up, and I got out of the bathtub, and I texted one of my friends and asked her if she would bring me bandages to school so I could cover it. And I asked her to please don't tell nobody. Well, the next day at school, I was in my math class. Yeah, my math class, taking a test, and the phone rang. And as soon as I heard the phone ring, my heart dropped. I knew what it was going to be. So the teacher tells me to go to the counselor's office. So the whole way there, I was crying. I knew what was coming up. And I got in there. She started just talking to me at first, and then she told me that a student had came to her and told her that they were worried about me, that I had done something, and she asked if she could see my wrist. So it was on the upper part of my arm. So when I pulled up my jacket, I only pulled it up so far, and I was still trying to hide it. I kept telling her, no, I didn't do anything. And she saw the old scars from my past, and she was like, well, I have to tell the nurse to come and make sure that they are old scars, and I was okay, cool. And so I thought I got away with it, but when I pulled my jacket down, I had a white jacket on, and it pulled the bandage off, and the blood started trickling through the jacket where she could see it. And I knew I didn't know what to do. I just started crying when she saw it. And they called my parents, and I was so scared to go home that day. They told me I could go home early, but I had perfect attendance, and I was afraid to face my parents already. So I stayed at school, and they just bandaged it up, and they took my jacket and tried to wash it to get all the blood out of it. And I remember sitting in the nurse's office in her little private bathroom, and she had me try to wipe it up as much as possible. She put medicine on it and bandaged it up real good, and I just started crying. She held me real close and was like, don't be scared of your parents. They're not going to be mad. They're just worried because I'm hurting and they can't do nothing to stop the hurting. So when I came home, I talked to my parents. I showed them what I'd done, and they were worried, but they weren't mad. And it took a lot off of me because I was finally able to tell my parents the truth. Because here I was 18 years old, and I had been doing this for the past 5 years of my life, hiding it from them, and they never knew. And so it really brought me and my parents closer together. It showed me who my real friends were, because even though you couldn't see what was under the bandage, people started judging me. And so that caused me to lose some friends and figure out who my real friends were. And then I also started going to church more, and I got back into praise dancing, which I've always had a passion for, and I've always felt like that's what God has led me to do. So honestly, I've just now started really getting back into going to church and everything. It's taken a year for me to recover from all of this. And yes, I still have this huge, horrible scar on my arm that I can't change and I can't make it go away. But in the long run, it's something that reminds me to keep going, to stay strong. And God, as deep as it was, God could have taken me already. He could have ended my life right then, but He didn't. And I am still here, and I'm still alive. And that just shows how much He loves me and that He does have bigger plans for me. Because if that was the end of my life, or He had no more use for me, I believe I would have just died. But I didn't. I'm still alive, and I'm stronger as a person than what I was before. Now, I can't exactly say I'm against self-harm, because that would be hypocritical of me. But I do believe that if you are dealing with that type of issue, that you need, if you can't talk to your parents like I was too scared, try talking to your friends. Of course, talk to your friends first. If you go to church, go to your youth pastor or to a elder of a church or something, someone that you can trust, and so you can build up the courage to tell your parents. But eventually, you should tell your parents, because it will make things a lot easier. And if you just pray and ask God to help you, it will help you so much, and it gives you a lot of relief inside your heart. And I've had friends that's come to me about self-harm and stuff that they've done, and I wish I would have been able to do something different and be able to help them, because some of them, it got pretty bad. But now that my life's changed, I've changed my life, God's helped me change my life, I feel like I can be the inspiration to young teens and young adults that has this problem now, and I know how it feels, and I'm willing to talk to anybody. You can be a complete stranger, I don't care. I'm willing to talk to anyone to help anyways. So that's my testimony. That's how I am where I am today, and it's all thanks to the mercy of God from not just taking my life whenever I try to take my own life. So I hope that people that watch this video and deal with this, if you need to come to me, you can. I have youthwithpassion@yahoo.com. You can message me on there. And my Facebook page is Jessica Robertson. You can also message me on there. And I just hope that y'all keep watching. I've got more videos I'm going to upload. My next one will probably be a praise dance video, which I'm really excited. I have my studio set up. So y'all just keep watching. Thank you for all of your support. God bless.